Okay guys, so as you can see, we have made $20,000 profit on a 250k funded account challenge. Normally you'd have to make 10%, but today we're trying out E8 funding and you only actually have to make 8% to pass the first stage, which we have done. So today I'm going to talk about going through the analytics and going through why a lot of people actually fail the funding, especially when they're in profit on the account. And I'm going to pretty much go through how I made a mistake whilst doing it. Wasn't actually my fault, but you know, it is what it is. We can learn from it. I can talk to you guys about it too. So as you see on the screen here, we have the login. As you guys can see, if we scroll down just to show you guys first, we refreshed it. Congratulations, you've passed the evaluation, the first phase. Very, very nice. And you can see that we've reached the $20,000 profit target very, very nicely. This I will explain the daily loss. It shouldn't have happened, but I will go into that. You can see that we took 6 days of trading. The good thing about this firm is actually you don't have to have those 10 trading days like, you know, FTMO, my forex funds maybe, not really too sure, but a lot of these firms actually make you do the 10 days of trading before you actually are able to pass, which was good that this one I actually didn't have to do 10 days of trading, even though it might have been 10 days, not too sure. 7th, yeah, it was over 10 days anyway. It was 14 days since I actually took the first trade, so I would have been able to do it anyway. But you know, it just means you can pass a lot quicker if you have like the certain trade set up at the start. So the analytics and the dashboard are actually quite nice. It refreshes pretty much as you're on the account as well. A nice equity graph here. You can see that 63% win rate, not too shabby. Average win is pretty much double, but the one loss which was big was this one here. So you guys see $6,136. And the reason why this trade was actually a bigger loss, I was actually risking $2,000 on this trade. So at this stage, if you guys can see, 10k win, 2k win, 7k win, we were only 0.2% away from passing the challenge. So you know, it was very, very, very close, and we just needed 0.2%, which is around $500. I had a perfect setup on GU, so I took the trade and we hit stop loss. So we were around, you know, $3,000 away, which is totally fine. You know, one trade and we passed that with ease. You know, my average trades are like 1 to 3, 1 to 4, up to like 1 to 10. So one winner and we'd be fine. However, this gold trade here, yeah, it wasn't great. I always risk 1% or just under 1%. So this was actually risking 0.8%. So I was risking $2,000. And then we had some crazy slippage, and it caused us to lose $6,136. So, you know, on my personal account too, I had the same thing. So my TP was actually very, very close to hitting, and then boom, we got stopped out and price moved so quick. I wasn't on the charts, got an alert, looked at the MT4, and boom, we lost 3%. Well, like 2.5% instead of, you know, the 1% which we actually, or 0.8% that we actually wanted to risk, which wasn't great. And this can affect you psychologically as well. So that was yesterday, and you know, after having those 2 losses in a row, the account was not looking great. You know, we were 0.2% away, and now we were a decent percentage away from passing. Then this morning I had a perfect setup on GU. So if we go on GU here, you can see that we had a nice setup. Price actually stopped us out and then went up, and you know, we would have passed the challenge, I'm pretty sure, if price actually came up here, because we did actually have decent risk to reward. However, that stopped us out. So then I had an absolutely beautiful setup on GBP JPY. This was the setup I actually took my personal, but on the funded we actually had a bit of a lower risk to reward. And obviously I didn't hold to the TP, final TP, because I just closed as soon as we actually passed the challenge, you know, on this account. The way a lot of people would have managed that would have been a lot different. They would have seen, okay, I was this close to passing, I took those few losses in a row, I lost 3% instead of 1%, I need to revenge trade, I need to make that profit back. But you got to realize, okay, I've made this much profit so far, so I can make that extra profit I need to actually pass without, you know, having to over trade, over risk, to actually get the profit back. After that 3% loss, I could have been like, okay, I've got to make that back now. This stupid broker or something like that. You can get angry. Get angry with the charts, and your emotions can definitely get the better of you. But if you stay positive, stay calm, that's when you can get the results. So if we actually look on the stats here and we look on the equity graph is a very good indicator of, you know, how you're trading. If you're trading nice, consistently going up, then it is a very, very good sign. Whereas if you're trading very, you know, sporadically and prices going big jumps, and that's when you know, okay, maybe I need to change something about my trading. So if I show you another good example here, you know, this is my personal account. So my personal trading account. And as you see, we're up every single month of it being live, public to anyone that wants to see it. You guys can see that up, we have a losing day. After that, profit. We don't revenge trade. We don't have then massive losses. We make profit, make a loss. It's inevitable. And you see on that day where we lost, we didn't revenge trade. We didn't try and make back that profit straight away. Nope. Wait till the next day. Is there a setup? If there is, perfect, take the setup. Then again, waited like a few weeks to take another trade, waiting for the perfect setup, and then a losing bit, which was yesterday when we lost that 3% ish. I think it was like 3%. Yeah, like 3.6% on my personal account from that slippage. So very, very annoying. But we took the same GU trade and we got back up into profit this month for 2.49%. You can see that we're kind of maintaining consistency, and there's no like huge spikes up, huge spikes down. It's kind of, obviously this has only been a few trades, so it's not really, doesn't really have a big enough sample size yet to show you like the true graph of it. But you can imagine, let's say a gold chart, it's going up, up, up. It's not going dun, 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 dun. It's going to be a nice bullish trend. You're going to get pullback. You might have a bit of a bearish trend for a while, bullish trend. You know, it's the same sort of thing if you understand what I'm saying. But if we go back on E8 here, you can see that we have slow push to the upside, minor pullback, and obviously that big pullback was because of that big loss. You know, it should have only been a pullback to like here, whereas, you know, it did cause us to have a bigger loss than we're actually comfortable losing, which, you know, wasn't really our fault. You can't control slippage. You can't control what the broker's going to do with spreads or slippage. It's inevitable. There's literally nothing you can do about it. Obviously, you could get it in the right direction, the trade, and that could obviously help you be profitable from it, but you can't be right every time. And I was wrong. I wasn't on the charts. CPI came out and boom. Yeah, so it is what it is. Then you've got to maintain, you know, that good psychology. Look in your plan. Why did I lose these trades? How can I bounce back from this? If your answer to bouncing back is to overtrade, to over risk, you need to sort your trading out. You need to sort your plan out to, you know, reinforce the fact that, okay, I've made these mistakes. I took these losses. What can I do now to improve? Obviously, there are going to be losses where you do everything correct and you still lose. That's bound to happen. I have it too. Perfect setup. You get stopped out. Is what it is. But it's times like, obviously, bits of drawdown like this where you can improve from. But now I think we have, as you see, failed accounts are shown because we haven't actually failed any. Dashboard for this one we've done. And then we've got this one here. You can see that we haven't actually taken any trades yet because we just got the details today. And this is for the stage 2. What we're going to do is we're going to trade this the exact same. We're going to wait for like the perfect setup. I mentioned this before on my channel. I'll wait for that perfect, so to speak, perfect setup before I even take the challenge. Because the good thing about these companies, when you actually buy one or when you pass a certain phase, the next stage only starts when you actually place a trade. So I kind of got a bit of time to think, okay, would this setup pass it? And what I'm going to do is wait till I get a 1 to 5 perfect setup. And if I get that, then perfect, I can enter it. And then we can hopefully pass within, you know, a couple of trades. Because it doesn't have the minimum trading days, we can pass it pretty much first trade if we actually get that trade correct. And that's what I'm doing, being patient, waiting for the perfect setup. And then, you know, we're getting in. You guys can see here that this is the account, 250k. You know, this is where our GJ shorts were actually active from, right up here. If we draw a line, 165 on my entries. So sells from there, drop down, but we closed like here because that was where we passed the challenge. If it was further, we would have closed at 164, which was down here. But it is what it is. If we see potential, we could get in for, you know, a continuation on the verification, but I'm just going to wait and be patient with this trade and just go about my day now and see what happens on the markets. So if you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.